Hello, listeners. Hi, my name is Madhavi, and I'm so happy to have you on UppTalk. You have come to the right place if you want to learn about IT and do really cool things with your hands. We are not just another IT company when I say UppTalk. Think of us as your learning partner dedicated to helping you reach your full potential. We have top notch hands on courses to help you build your business, whether you are new to technology or want to move up in your current job. Let's look around this as our first step towards learning.
You just type in create position. I need two positions and give two. I don't have any job, family, or job profile details. I have selected no job, but I will talk about these three once we are done with the organizations. I have two positions. I've created. What is the next step now? We need to hire an employee. You will be seeing hire. Here, you might be getting confused. We have four hiring by task. Why these are coming here? Generally, we need to have only one right here. Definitely, we need to have only one hire task here. You should not see for the reason why you're seeing for this. There's inbound loading process through hire employee. We can hire employees manually as well as we can automate through inbound integration. When you create inbound, integration will be generating template. We'll be creating template and input employee details in that and load that employees into. Those templates, those inbound creations are generated four times. Those web service, nothing but when you wanted to load and load data into Workday, it has to be a kind of service. Those higher web services are generated four times. That is the reason why you're seeing four tasks. In general scenario, in actual tenant, we will not see this many. You'll see only one hire employee task for position. Don't get confused here. You'll not see this many tasks in actual tenant. We'll hardly see only one. Now to choose the actual one, the one that we are working, go to second one. Second one, which will actually let you hire an employee. When you see hire employee with this task, exit pre-hired former worker, create new pre-hired. These are the default options. When you see these options under hire employee, which means that this is the actual task that you need to hire an employee. But if I go to other this thing, let's say if I go to very first one, you need to select your pre-hired worker or former worker in this. If you are getting to this page, this is not the right task for hiring an employee. People who have created that would have created with invalid details. Don't select this one. Select the second one. When you are doing this task, select the second one, which actually gets you to this page, which will ask you these details before you hire an employee, which is the actual right task to hire an employee. Yesterday, we discussed about these three options. Anyone remember, anyone can give the information about these three options. It means the candidate who left the company, now again he wants to join the company. It's like there's a former worker. What is it? Maybe that candidate who has rejoined the organization again. The candidate who is working as a contract, but now again he wants to take to a permanent existing. No, I think I think they've completed all like through their all the paperwork, but they might like fully function, like fully got hired onto the job. They left before then, like they got the background check. They got all that stuff done, but they were not able to do it. They're not able to go on to the job. Pre-hire is nothing but whenever you're hiring an employee, the person who has completed all the pre-hire activities like interview, assessment, screening, reference, background check, offer release, all those are pre-hire related activities. The candidate who has completed all those pre-hire activities the moment offer generates. After completing all the pre-hire activities, a pre-hire record will be created in the Workday. After pre-hire record gets created in the Workday, through that pre-hire record, we'll be hiring the candidate as an employee. When the pre-hire record has got created, the candidate has not joined and offer has got declined. The pre-hire record will still be existing in the system. We'll not hire the candidate because the candidate has not accepted the offer, but all the recruiting activities have completed. We'll have pre-hire. Probably you know he'll be interested or the candidate would be interested to join another position that might be created. When there is a scenario of such kind, you'll be taking that existing pre-hire record which is already there in the system. That the ID, the pre-hire ID that will be there for the candidate will be revoked and attached to hire record. That is a pre-hire. And former worker who is actually working as a kind of worker as an employee. The organization got terminated. And when we're actually hiring the former worker, we'll be selecting this one that we'll be having. The previous employee attached to this former worker will be revoked and will be activated again when you hire former worker and create new hire. When these two scenarios are not existing, in the scenario we wanted to go for brand new hiring, we'll be selecting this task to go for new pre-hire, new hiring task. Creating new hire. Since last day is mandatory, I'll be giving Stephen R. And at least one contact information we need to give when we hire an employee. I'll be giving some random contact number. I have not given hire date. I'll be giving yesterday's. The reason why is since in a year it is still 25, it is not 26 in a year, and this tenant is actually local time zone for this tenant is years. And that's the reason why 25. If I give 26, it will not be showing up. Probably after 11 or after 12, I will be seeing that employee will be effective. Will be showing up in the tenant because we'll be giving a future date. But as an end date, it is 26. But in the years, it is still 25, right? That is the reason why I've given a steady state, which is actually today's date in the years. Employee type. When I'm actually hiring a full-time employee, I'll give a regular as employee type. But these are depends upon the organization requirement. We have a regular intern, fix it. This is a temporary worker. All these things will be having. The based on organization requirement will be selecting employee type. Job file. Since we have not created, I will be selecting the one that is already there in the tenant. We have created a position as associated with present, but we are taking job profile as vice versa. It doesn't matter. Full time is a kind of time type and location. Job profile is nothing, but it actually provides characteristics of job roles and responsibilities. And probably even vice president will be having the same kind of characteristics of a job of associate with present. That might be anything that matches to the position that you have created. You can select which actually defines the job characteristics. I've taken a location. Submit this. You have seen Stephen R. I remember. The first, this position should have got filled. We'll be seeing only one position that is open now. Is in one position and members will be seeing. Stephen would have been part of the members. Now, what is the next step that we need to do? We need to hide Barbaros. What we need to do, we need to go to the position. Generally, you have the right job profiles since you know we are picking the best. But then I live in your making this task. You need to have a job profile to be associated with the position. We create one job profile. After the recruiters will be creating job profile. Create the last date and we'll see more also. Hide. What is the next step that we need to do? Once we have these two positions filled, what are the next activity that we need to do? We have to create Stephen and Barbara's managers. We need to assign these folks as managers for the subordinate organization that we already created. What we need to do now and to go to the security for Stephen. And it was a manager role for Stephen that person will be the manager for the support. Assign roles. When you're fading, remember, select the second one. Don't go for first one or any other one. These are all invalid roles. You select the one that is the second one, which will actually get you the manager as a kind of. The other things are created with manager role, but those are not assigned the right security. You'll not be able to make that person as a manager. Select the second one, the manager, and steal the selected as a manager. And the selected of the security has got Stephen as a kind of manager. Earlier was Robert Williams. Now it has got changed to Stephen because we assigned that person as a manager. With under Stephen, again we need to create positions for further who are under. We need to create before that we'll be assigning these two guys as managers. Now we need to assign report analytics for Barbara. I need to go where I need to go to as a nurse. Go to the roads, same roads. I need to go to the roads. I need to go to the roads. If you wanted to give a future date, you can give your future date. Don't consider the midnight, morning, afternoon, evening. Whatever today's date that is there in the tenant, that will be far from. It won't go with time zones. Whatever currently that is sitting in that tenant time zone, even if it is night, evening of this day, it will take today's date as a kind of effective. After, it will take the next day's as a kind of effective date. You don't need to do anything if you want. If you have a requirement to have Barbara as a kind of manager for this reporting and index from 1st of November, you can give 1st of November. If you wanted to give backdated, you can do backdated. That's an option that you have. Now we have Stephen and Barbara are managing this respect to support our organizations. That's how we define in the chat. Now we need to hide these two positions and these two positions under these two organizations. We need to have two positions under Stephen's organizations and two positions under Barbara's organization. I've created two positions. And this Stephen's organization. And the Barbers have created. We'll take two positions and the Barbers organization as a kind of senior system, senior security analyst. We're going to hide these two folks. The location that I've given for reporting analytics is India, since it is taking India. The subordinate organization that I've created is with the location in India. And there is a reason when you're having an employee. The template has got to earlier. We have, since it was a US position, we have primary first name and last and the kind of mandatory. As for the India template, we only have a given name that we need to provide for the candidate. Based on the location, based on the country, it will change. Now I'm taking John. Oh, this one is Barbara. Alright. Since it is in there and the big into this state, based on the template, you'll be seeing this to be created. I think in this tenant for India, there's a different kind of option that are configured. That's about 25 on the seat. I have just a high enough, and what we need to do, it had the foot pulser. Now we have two positions hiding the system, and that was this one. Is now when it has two positions for John and I need to be created. That cannot be done because Stephen is managing different. The inheritance will happen. Things will go for superior manager. If we want it to hard code, if this person has to be a member, what we need to do, we need to move these employees to this organization. Move Jessica and Andrew to this organization. Jessica Stephen will be taking care of 4 members. Or else, immediately Robert Williams will be getting inherited to this one. And automatically, all the approvals, any kind of things, will be going for Robert. Robert will be taking care. Got. What is the next step that we need to do? We need to hire 2 folks and Steven's organization. Anyone wanted to do this one? Do you guys have anyone have the talent handy that you wanted to create positions and hide these 2 folks? Similar steps. What we have done, we can do fast. Anyone can do this task. Create 2 positions and Steven's organizations and hire those 2 positions and make the members. Anyone can do this. Who have 10 handy or can request a control to me and can access my tenant, my screen to create those 2 positions and hire those 2 employees. Which is to be fast. Anyone wanting to do? No worries, I'll do it. I need to create 2 positions and Steven's organization. Right, right. It, I think that is the security. In initial, how does it work? It doesn't matter anything. The second one, regular. The United States. Well, it and this system would be selected within certain. Yeah. The position has to be, I guess, where it was taken. Is it Dallas? Someone has made changes. I think because someone who is doing it. We didn't get this option for the US. Someone is making changes. The second position. In manually, you know you'll not do these activities. Now, what do you do? You're doing is in order to understand the process we're doing, but in actual scenario, you'll not manually hire employees until unless there is a request for you from any business to hard put the employees. How to understand the process? We are actually doing this, but in actual scenario, we'll not do manual hiring. This is the approval email. You'll be attaching a resume of the candidate offer letter, all those things you can attach here that when you go into the documents of an employee, you'll be seeing the resume, offer letter, or any kind of email communications would have made to add an employee approval. Now you will be attaching here. We can trigger the offer letter also to the candidate. Yes, this tenant has that, but generally what they can generate offer letter also. I mean, in this also, do we need to select the second one in the last one, the one which we have selected? Which one we selected? In the locations itself, we are seeing many Dallas, right? In that, do we need to select the second one? You need to actually go to that related actions and find what is the delivered one or someone has created this one. This is the delivered one. Actually, wherever you see it is used for business site and location, this is delivered. But for others, you'll not be seeing these options. Actually selecting the location. Make sure that business site and location should be business site, which is nothing but office. For others, people don't know what to be selected, right? Those will be planned actually. And now we have two positions that we have created under Stephen. What is the next step? Now we will have an role. Now again we need to create positions under Stephen and no, we already created. But we have to have a role for John. We created these positions and we hide these folks. Now we need to have Jessica and Andrew. We already hide these two also. Jessica and Andrew also hide. I think we have to make John do both of them for the manager for the last subordinate role. We need to have these organizations created. Then we need to have a support organization and connect reporting organizations, create and make these folks as managers for those things, and then hide these folks. That would be the last step. What do we need to do? We need to create subordinate organizations. What are the ways that I told you yesterday? Two ways to create subordinate organizations. What are those? Create positions. To create subordinate organization, you can go and create an organization from here and make Stephen's organization superior once you create an organization from such part. Or you can go from related actions and create subordinate organization from here also. I'll do both ways that you'll see multiple options. For the organization, create subordinate. Workday Support is the organization name. Include manager name as how Stephen's name is got with the organization. I also wanted to have John's name to be populated in Workday Support. I've selected Include Manager Leader Name, checkbox. Organization subtype, what would be the thing? Subtype would be department. Always, when you're creating a subtype, should be department. Now, if you don't give location automatically, Stephen's location will be getting inherited. If I give location, whatever I'm given, it will be there. But if I'm not giving any location, I said among 4 locations is also one thing that will get inherited. If I don't give Stephen's organization, location will get inherited. We'll test this one. I won't give any location. Submit this one. Now, since you're actually creating subordinate organization from the related actions of Stephen's organization, you're not seeing any other option, staffing model, org assignments, or the other options that you'll be having. You're not seeing those options because you're creating subordinate organization from the related actions of superior organization. That's the reason why those are not coming automatically. Those things will be getting inherited. Now I'm not giving location. I won't give staffing model. Staffing model will be getting inherited. And since I'm not giving any manager now, automatically, the moment this organization gets created, Steven will become the manager because roles also will be getting inherited. Right. The moment I create this organization, Steven will be becoming manager for Workday support automatically based on the inheritance policy. Steven will be becoming the manager of this one. If I go automatically Workday support, Steven has become the manager. What we need to do? We need to edit this organization and make John as a manager for that. The support. Steven has got inherited. What we need to do? We need to go to related actions. We need to change the rules. This is the defaulted and has got inherited. This is the defaulted and has got inherited. This is the defaulted and has got inherited. We have, and it's great. Mon, Work, Workday Connect, and it's great. This is an organization which makes me as manager since we created from their related actions. Now we'll go with from the search bar to make you understand the difference. It's super. Realization. Since we're creating new organization, to provide to the organization, What is the name of the organization? Workday Connect. And location visibility. Everyone. I can do text it. And since I'm creating from the search bar certain position management and rules, I will be moving of the rules are there now. You can see all the rules are assigned to Logan McNeil, which is incorrect configuration generally. That is the reason why we don't want to have in what store organizations that we're creating. It will create a problem actually. There is a reason why I'm moving all the invalid roles that are configured at supervisor organization level. The way these are coming up here is the roles are assigned to supervisor. That is the reason why when the supervisor is getting created, automatically those roles will be coming up. How to create and how to assign to superior as a voice. Probably, I'll show you when we are discussing in the security concept. Still 19 drones are there, showing up. What I do is I click on. I'll go to the roles. The name got changed to Logan McNeil. Since 19 roles are there, those roles have got Logan McNeil. Let me write. Now we have created work, the current formation. But we have not assigned superior to this. We need to assign superior organization. Who will be the superior for this one? Steven's organization would be superior for this one. In order to assign superior organization, what we need to do? What are the organization? That is the reason why you're not seeing any superior organization in the list. Go to reorganization event. Since we did today is it with the superiors. State this would be part of our mission hierarchy. Steven's organization would be here. I can see they connect Amy with the support. What is the next? We need to create one last subordinate organization which will be owned by Andrew. Did we hire this person, Andrew? I don't remember that we hired this person. We hired. What we'll be doing will be creating one subordinate organization. Under Andrew, I think the mobile number is not updated. All those are data corrections. And the kind of concept mobile numbers and or probably those are not mandatory. We would have missed. We need to create subordinate organization under the bar. What are the two ways that I said? One is from search bar. One is from reactions. Is that we have not validated. See the inheritance, but we'll see now. Whatever Barbara's location would be there, that would be inherited to this organization. I'm not giving anything. Submit. Reporting analytics. Barbara has got inherited. And we can go to the details and see that location has got inherited or not. Location has got inherited from Barbara's organization. Since we have not given it automatically inherited location inherited from superior. Now what we need to do, we need to make Andrew as a manager for this organization. How many to do? What do you need to do in order to make Anne as a manager? Rows are central. Go to the rules. Assign those. And one double. We got the structure. Let's go to our chart and see whether it is as what we've designed or not. This is the top level organization under which Robert Williams is a member. And these two are subordinate organizations, Barbara and Stephen. Barbara has one organization with Andrew Wilby. Jessica and Andrew are members and Andrew is a subordinate. He'll be holding all the reporting organization. As for this one, and similarly, if you go back to the top, we can see Stephen's organization. If I mean, the next step is we need to hide these folks, 6 folks positions. We need to create and these 3 organizations and hide these folks. Probably this window in our tomorrow's session. For whatever we've done. Please do like, share, and subscribe to our channel. For more information, contact us sales@therightuptalk.com.